I'll show you how you can use DeepSeek AI bot to start a drop servicing business to make money online 5 to 20K a month. I've personally made money with lead generation. How can you basically make money from these kind of clients? And if you're new to my channel or you don't believe, you're skeptical, school.com/drop servicing, 2,700 members that are constantly making money with my strategies. Step 1. Go to deepseek.com and register an account. Enter this prompt: how to start a drop servicing business to resell lead generation service for B2B clients, provide exact client types, and where to find them. It should give you similar kind of info on here. So for your step 1 is understanding drop servicing and lead generation. So what is lead generation and how you can make money with that? 5 to 10K a month you can make with this service. I've personally made money with lead generation in real estate space, so I know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Lead generation SaaS. So SaaS, what is SaaS? This is the niche that we're gonna go for, and I'm gonna show you how we can basically find these SaaS companies, how much to charge, and how much they're gonna pay us for this service. If you're new to digital marketing and lead generation, don't worry about it. The point of drop servicing, we can resell other people's services. Fiverr is the biggest online freelancer marketplace where we can find people who actually, gonna do this lead generation, and we're gonna put a margin on top, sell it in the US, UK, Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and make money that way. So lead generation, what is that? How does it look? So this is one of the examples. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just a tiny bit, so you understand what is lead generation. So as you can see, this supplier has actually provided this service. So UK companies, as you can see, company name, website, first name, last name, title, email address, LinkedIn, and location. Okay, so this is basically what a lead generation typically is. The only thing that is missing is a phone number. It's quite rare actually that they don't put it, but for some reason they didn't put it this time. And for this service, you can basically get clients that will pay you for this stuff. As you can see, this is from United Kingdom, but all over the world, people are using this service all the time. As you can see on here, for 5,000 emails, this guy won $750. Now, this may sound like a lot to you as a single individual, for example, right? Or maybe you're a student, unemployed, maybe you're looking for a way to make money online, but I can tell you, as a business owner, this is nothing. $750 for 5,000 qualified B2B leads, this is literally nothing. Here's your proof. So if you go on Google, okay, this is your step 3. It's your market research to understand that what I'm saying is actually true, and this definitely works. Type in B2B lead generation service price. You can do the research yourself to understand basically how much this stuff costs, but on the lowest point, people are looking at $200, of course, for a closed meeting or an appointment, $200. Now let's look at the monthly charges on the other hand. Price ranges for lead generation services. For small businesses, basic services, $500 to $1,500 a month. This is not a one-time thing, it's a month. For mid-sized to large companies, we're looking 5 to 20K a month. Okay, reflecting more extensive multi-channel strategies. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, this is very, very big money that you can make with lead generation. And this is the good thing about Fiverr, that we don't even need to do this lead gen. All of it can be done by freelancers from people from countries like Bangladesh, India, and places like that. Okay, we're paying these people, we're providing a living to them, we're putting a margin on top and selling this in the US. We win, suppliers wins, right? And the clients in the US win. Everybody wins. It's such a good model. That's why drop servicing works really well. Step 3, now that you understand what is drop servicing and what is lead generation, we need to move to the next step, which is choosing your niche and service offering. As I'm telling you in this video already, I want to focus on the SaaS companies. Now, there is a specific reason why SaaS, but also if you're interested in providing lead generation services for something else using DeepSeek, you can do that for sure. Personally, I made money in the real estate space, okay, also investors and stuff like that. In this niche, I've personally made money, so it can work, okay? Digital marketing agencies, not a good idea in my opinion, because typically they're really good at getting leads themselves. Now, SaaS companies, why it's such a gold mine? Typically, SaaS companies, huge amount of money because they're funded by VCs, venture capital firms. They have a lot of money for customer acquisition. Typically, they lack the sales skills to get clients. This is where we can come in and actually make a lot of money, okay? This can also work. Cleaning services. A lot of people are doing drop servicing for remote cleaning. So this can work as well. Finding clients for cleaning, okay? And basically taking a cut. HR and recruitment services. Again, you could do that as well. You could generate leads for HR and recruitment companies on Fiverr as well. Look, if I type in, for example, just quickly, we're going to come back to SaaS, but I want to show lead generation HR. I will do human resources lead generation, HR, sales leads, people and stuff like that. I will collect recruiting lead generation, recruiting email lists for HR managers. This can work for other niches as well. But for the purposes of today's video, I'm going to focus on SaaS companies. Now, how are you going to find these SaaS companies and how can you actually make money with that? So, all you got to do for your step 4 is go to Google, okay, and type in new SaaS businesses. You can also put a year, for example, depending on when you're watching it. Now, if you actually open the first, 2, 3, 4 listings, this is a lot of possible leads that can pay huge money because typically these companies are going to be startups, okay, that are creating some kind of a software and they need clients. They desperately need clients. And actually, chances are they have a huge amount of budget for getting those clients. Now, as you can see, we're hiring. All of these people are also hiring. They have money. Believe me, okay? So all we got to do is we're going to open up some of these websites, okay? And we want to see, okay, what the business is about and what we could do. So, for example, here, MedTech software to drive sales. So it's some kind of a MedTech commercial platform, right, to basically generate sales. Do you think that these people need clients? They need clients 100%. These are the typical clients that they work with, some companies I've never heard about, okay? But now, how can you basically make money from these kind of clients, right, by selling them lead generation services? So let's go back to DeepSeek and carry on with the strategy. But I already explained to you what is a SaaS company, software as a service. So people will create software, right, that will then be used for a specific purpose. So they not create apps and websites for clients. They actually have their own product, their own software as a service product. Step 5, partner with a reliable lead generation provider, okay? So, of course, if we're going to be using Fiverr, right, you really are not going to be in trouble because actually generating leads is not easy, okay? So you need to know scraping. You need to know how to basically get these leads, where to get these leads, and all that kind of stuff. Some people do it manually, but the pros, lead generation people are actually using scraping and a lot of different automated ways. So how you can do that basically is, of course, by finding lead generation specialists. Now, if you put SaaS on here on Fiverr, you're going to have very low results, 44 results, right? But if you actually just put lead generation, you're going to find 33,000 results. But I actually want to focus just on SaaS, okay? So these people very specialized on, SaaS clients. And, as I showed you in this example, this guy, Shamim Reza, right? He basically even have examples of exactly, the type of people that he found here. Let's have a look at this, right? It's internal communications officer, learning and engagement, group corporate, head of brand, and all that kind of thing. So he basically are finding the right people who would be responsible, in that case. So this is what really is important, okay? So here, DeepSeek basically suggests Upwork, Fiverr, Lead Genius, and LinkedIn. If you want to do the lead gen yourself, which you can learn as a skill, you can make a lot of money with that because then you don't need any of these suppliers. But if you actually don't want to do any of this, you just want to find your own clients, then I recommend you using Fiverr. Actually, I haven't used this specific supplier, okay? But you basically can do your own research. You want to have at least 4.9 or 5 stars on here and ideally a lot of feedbacks. In this niche, not so many feedbacks here. As you can see, the highest feedbacks is 37. But if you actually go and remove that SaaS thing, right, you're going to see a lot of feedbacks. 525, 1K, 500, 1K, and stuff like that. So it's up to you what you do here, okay? But I would basically probably think about, going down into people who are basically focusing on B2B or SaaS or software or something like that. Okay, so these are the keywords that I would put on Fiverr. Step number 6, define your services packages. Okay, super important. Okay, pricing comes into play. Let's see if it talks about pricing here. No, pricing is going to be later, so we can talk about it later. Now, defining the service packages. Now, there is really 3 major things when it comes to lead generation. Okay, it can be on Fiverr, it can be outside of Fiverr, it doesn't matter. But in general, what I'm talking about is that it's either going to be you're providing emails, you're going to be providing phone numbers, or you're going to be providing actual meetings or appointments for your client. Okay, so these are the 3 things that you can provide in this specific business. Okay, now when I was actually providing this service in real estate space, I actually used Convert Kit. Now, the way this works now, it's actually renamed into Kit. That's interesting, but it's been a while since I used ConvertKit. So what you can do with that is you can create basically a landing page, okay? And that landing page, you can promote your client's business, for example, organically with email marketing or by running ads, okay? And those leads that end up on that page, it will have to do an opt-in, so leave their email, okay? We collect these emails on Kit, formerly ConvertKit, right? And then basically we will show to the client that these are exactly the leads that I basically got for you. So that's what I've done. It was a super expensive service because I was actually collecting these these specific leads by using ads and email marketing. It's very expensive, right? And basically trying to set up a meeting, okay? But other people are just selling emails, okay? Other people are just selling emails. Like in this case, for example, I showed you, right? This guy is just selling emails. So there is no appointment, there is no meeting, there's no nothing. It's just an email lead, okay? And the most advanced level is basically, setting up an appointment and giving somebody a qualified lead with an appointment is very expensive. As I showed you here, this kind of stuff, typically we're talking about a few $100s for a meeting that is scheduled, okay? Now, another place where I want to show you how much people are paying for this kind of stuff is Reddit. Look, look at this one. Lead generation, right? 6 months ago. How much do B2B tech companies pay for sales leads? Look at this. I have customers who cost $450 per lead. But look at this one. Some of the tech clients are paying him $1,000 to $1,500 for one lead, okay, which is validated with a call, walking through the qualifying criteria and stuff like that. So it's like a super targeted lead with, basically an appointment probably, okay, and it's cost a lot, but even for a basic leads, $100 to $1,000, and everybody's talking about similar kind of figures. So believe me when I say it is that kind of level. So it's up to you which one you want to go for. Selling emails, selling phone numbers, selling full-on meetings, or even closing clients. This is like the most expensive thing that you can do. Okay. As a beginner, I think selling actually leads is the easiest solution, like this guy is doing. So you would be actually selling databases of leads to your clients. This will be the easiest solution for you, okay? Now, so a basic package, you could have, for example, 50 qualified leads per month. Basic, super simple, email, phone number, send it to your clients, you get it from your supplier, and you put a margin on top. Now, let's look at the standard package. So, 100 qualified leads with email addresses and phone numbers, and then you get the premium package for 200 leads with full contact details and appointment setting. Now, this one is a premium package. I'll be looking at a much higher price point if you're actually also setting appointments. You would be looking at at least $2,000 to $3,000 for that kind of thing a month, okay? Now, step number 7, build your online presence, okay? Now, in the lead generation space, I actually think it's valuable to have a website. Sometimes I talk about it's not required to have a website and stuff like that, but in the lead gen space, lead gen agency, I want to find you an example just how this kind of thing actually looks like, okay? So, for example, let's go and open up a few of these websites. So, lead generation agency, how does it actually looks like? Iron Paper. Iron Paper is B2B growth agency. We generate leads and smarter revenue for B2B companies with long and complex sales processes. So this is what they can do, okay? And it's very, 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 very expensive, these agencies. Typically, it's based in the United States, right? Typically, these kind of agencies will charge you an arm and a leg, like, I don't know, at least $2,000 probably just to start, and more like $5K or $10K a month, really, if you're doing something more complex a month, okay, from just one client. So it's very, very, very expensive services, okay? And here as well, another one, right? So what do we do? Appointment setting, cold email outreach, cold calling. If you learn this stuff that I personally know, all this lead gen, email sending and stuff like that is such a valuable skill. That's why people are buying my mentorships. That's why people are really wanting to consult with me to learn how to do this. Because if you know how to get clients, you can basically sell whatever you want. So, that's really valuable skill. And that's why I'm saying lead generation is a very, very big part of freelancers on Fiverr. Very big part. A lot of people are buying these services, and you can resell to make money online using that, okay? Now, the most important part is if you actually have a budget, you can create a website, like I said, something like this, okay? B2B, focus on B2B. It's not for people. It's not for personal people. It's for B2B, okay? And social media, I wouldn't worry about it too much, to be honest. Maybe just LinkedIn profile I would create for that, because it's for B2B. People don't care about Facebook and stuff like that. Content marketing, I wouldn't do that. You gotta go hard on sales and go straight to your clients. Now, step number 8, okay, is finding B2B clients. Like I said, we're focusing on B2B clients. Where are the ways how we can find those B2B clients? So there's a few avenues here. I'm going to quickly run through all of them, but I'll tell you what is the best way in just a couple of minutes. So LinkedIn, a lot of people are using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, okay, to find decision makers. This is a very good tool, but it actually costs money. So it's not free. You can't use LinkedIn Sales Navigator for free. If you can afford this, it can be a very, very good way to actually generate leads, okay? Because you can get decision makers and you can message them on LinkedIn straight away, but you have to pay money. Now, cold outreach, this is what I personally really like. So getting emails, some shape or form, and then sending those emails to actually get clients. Now, industry-specific directories, it really depends on what you do. For example, for real estate, it's showing there, Zillow and stuff like that, Realtor.com. You can find a lot of real estate agencies and agents super easily without even much work, or you can scrape it, okay? Now, for SaaS, there is some directories as well. You can look into it, okay? Networking, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Freelancing platforms, you can't find clients on there. You're going to find suppliers. Facebook groups, most B2B people really don't hang out on Facebook groups. They just don't care. Referrals, it can work, but you need to get your first clients first, okay? Now, let's move on to the next important part, which is pricing your services. Let's go back actually to here. Like I said, for small businesses, I definitely recommend you to focus on SaaS businesses that have not been around for absolutely ages. I'm not talking about like HubSpot, Amazon, and stuff like that. You're not going after these massive, huge conglomerates. You're not going to get them as clients. You want to go for this exact process like I showed you here. So you're going to type in new SaaS businesses, okay, into Google, right? And then you're going to find these small businesses, and then you're going to collect their details, right? You're going to offer them, lead gen services. As you can see, there is literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these companies that you can find by following this exact process, right? What is really important as well is to focus on the right countries. If you are generating leads for businesses in a SaaS space, I don't know, somewhere, let's say in California, your price per lead or price per email is going to be astronomically high for San Francisco area, for New York area, stuff like that, San Diego, right? If you are doing the exact same thing, let's say in a much less popular place, for example, I don't know, let's just say like a tiny country somewhere in the middle of nowhere, your lead price is going to be much, much lower. I would focus on countries and cities as well, where a lot of startups in the SaaS space are actually aggregating. London, Berlin, San Francisco, New York, Dubai, places like that, okay, where there's big money and people are looking to get clients fast. Now, for a basic service, $500, it's quite consistent with that, as you can see. For small businesses, $500 to $1,500 per month, okay? And DeepSeek AI bot is suggesting $500 for a basic package, $1,000 for a standard package, and premium package, $2,000 plus a month. Actually, I think this is a pretty reasonable price point. For $500 a month, I would do basic email generation. So let's say for a basic package, $500 a month, we would give them 1,000 qualified emails per month. Okay, so how much would that cost us in the SaaS space? Okay, so 500 emails here, so times 2 is $150. Okay, and here we have $500. So our profit would be $350 a month without literally any work. We're just getting clients on a monthly basis. We're making $350. Okay, standard package $1,000. Now here I would probably do a little bit more than that. Okay, so I would probably be looking at not double the emails, so not 2,000. I would probably give like 3,000 emails or 5,000 emails, something like that. Okay, so here, for example, 5,000 emails is $750. Okay, so I would bump up this price probably to 1,500. So we have 50% margin, or like 2 times higher price. Okay, and premium package, I would actually price it up a little bit more. This time, DeepSeek has actually lower price than I would suggest. Okay, I would say you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000 a month, okay? But I would actually include appointment setting. Now, how you can find these people? Lead gen appointment setting, okay? So you can actually absolutely find this on Fiverr as well. Literally just type in appointment setting. Okay, I'll do appointment setting, I'll do cold calling, I'll do B2B appointment setting and stuff like that. So you can basically offer this service absolutely 3 to 5K a month, and you want to have 50% margin, 1,500 paying for your supplier, up to 2,500, and 5K you paying, your client is paying you. So 50% margin you basically want to have on all of these services. Now, the most important part is now. So how to get these clients? You basically gotta find new SaaS clients like this. So you find these directories where new startups are emerging, where, you know, these ones that actually have money, right? And then you typically want to go to their website, right? And we want to find their contact information, okay? Now, typically in the contact page, you're going to find like a contact form where you can literally send them a message and contact them, okay? Or if that's not the case, you can also, of course, use email marketing. So what we can basically do is we can put, for example, let's click on that one and let's see if we can find their email. This one is, for example, a fairly small business, a total of 20 employees, started 3 years ago, based in Chicago, okay? So all we want to do is we want to go down, we want to go to the contact page. Typically, there is going to be a contact page here. Let's see, partners, let's click on partners, okay? Let's go down. We want to find the contact page. That's really strange that there is nothing like that. There is a book a demo thing. You know, you can leave your email. So that's possibly a way to do that. I want to actually show you at least one example I want to find that will have an email so we can actually progress with that. Now, let's look at this one. Maybe this one will gonna have an email. Yeah, so quite a small business based in, where is it based in? No, it doesn't show actually. New York, 2018. So quite a small one. Okay, let's go down. Hopefully there's going to be an email. Hopefully there's going to be an email. Let's pray. Yes, support at blah, blah, blah. So all we got to do, right, for your next step is go onto here. Okay, create a form like that on Google Sheets. DeepSeek B2B leads. Okay, website. Now, let's go back to the website. And like I said, this can basically pay you between $500 to $5K a month just from one client. So it's very worth actually doing this, okay? Now, so you want to copy the website, okay? So all you got to do is just go back onto here, right? person's name. We're gonna find out if we can find a name. You're gonna put in the website. If you got a phone number as well, you can basically get it as well somewhere. So let's see. But quite often these companies actually won't have a phone number because they are basically based online, right? What is the name of it? Find Dix, okay? And then we've got a person's name. Now, how you can do that? Very easily. So all you gotta do is you gotta find their LinkedIn profile. So we click on About Us and we wanna find the LinkedIn page of this company. If we cannot find it, let's see, socials are not on there. So all we gotta do, right, is we're going on to Google, okay? You wanna find this specific business on there, right? And you wanna find their employees. Click on that, okay? And you can find the CEO super easily, okay? You can find, other people as well who are working for this business. So now with the CEO, let's click on the contact info. You do not have an email there, which is a bit annoying. Sometimes these people actually have their contact info there, but not always. Okay, you can see how long he's working there and all that kind of thing. And you can basically, of course, message him, or you can also contact him, connect with him like that. Okay, so that's the way to find these people. Okay, also you can type in the name of the CEO, right, into the message, okay, so that people can forward to him that message. So we're gonna do that in this case. It's actually quite useful, okay, to include a CEO for a small business, because CEO typically is very, very involved in that business. Now, with that in mind, we actually got our very first lead. So simply go to Gmail. Now, for SaaS industry, you could do it with something like Instantly.ai. This is something where you could actually take it to another level, but it's a paid service. It's a paid service. It actually does cost money. So if you want to be sending emails from here, it does cost money. But if you want to bring it to the next level, if you want to have a really big lead gen service, you're going to have to use Instantly. But for a basic business where you literally just want to start to make just your first few $100s, you can actually still use free Gmails, because these people, these startups in the SaaS space and other places that are looking for clients, they simply want to know that your leads are not going to be crazy expensive, right? Because they're afraid of some of these companies, because they're so expensive that people are getting screwed all the time, okay? So all we're going to do is we're going to copy this email. Don't worry that it's going to support, because I'm going to tell you why in just a second. It's a small business, 50 employees. That's why it's not that bad. If you're sending an email to Walmart support, no one is going to care about it. You're not going to get to the right person. If you're going to send support email to a company of 20, 30, 40, 50 people, you have a chance of them actually replying. Now, what I would do is I would literally just write the person's name, and our hope is that somebody is going to actually forward this message to the CEO, or if you want to find a director, IT director or something like that, okay? This is the name of the CEO, as you said. Now, we're going to need a message, okay? Now, what we're going to do, right, is we're going to go to DeepSeek and type in this. Please create an email message for lead generation for SaaS business, something like that, okay? And now let's see what kind of message can DeepSeek actually provide us. If it's not going to be very good, I'm going to basically rephrase it. I really don't like when DeepSeek makes such long messages. Come on, please make it 3x shorter. DeepSeek, come on, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's too long. It's too long of a message. No one is going to read this. Now, that's better, okay? Now, let's go to Gmail again. And let's actually work with this now. Steven. That's why AI, including DeepSeek, is still not perfect, because sometimes it's going to create you very long messages, which is just annoying. People are not going to care about those messages. So you want to actually have a large text on here. You want to have your name at the very bottom, you want to have a gap here. Hey, Steven, we help SaaS companies like here we need find digs. So find digs to generate high quality leads to drive growth. That could be, I don't know. Do I need this too or not? According to DeepSeek, I don't. We help SaaS businesses like find digs generate high quality leads to drive growth. Okay, sometimes you also want to have numbers. That's why DeepSeek was quite specific on this one. Let's see. 10 plus SaaS companies increase their leads flow by 30% in just 3 months. Okay, so this is really good. So we want to probably have something a little bit like this. So we want to have just one number. Now, let's actually put it back on DeepSeek and ask, does this sound good? How can you improve it, but don't make it too long? This is the problem with ChatGPT and DeepSeek. It always makes things mega long. People don't care about it. It's got to be very, very short and snappy. So let's look at this. Hey, Steven, now this is looking much better. Much better. Yeah, bro, I think this is good. All we got to do is click send. Done. The smaller the business, the more chances that you're going to find clients. And finally, as well, there is a way to find leads in another way. Well, if you think about that we can generate leads for other clients, you could also just pay money for these Fiverr suppliers to get leads for you. So you can contact them and offer lead generation service. I know it sounds funny, but I've actually made money by doing this, buying email lists, sending emails to them, and then landing them as clients. I've done that in the past and actually made money, was profitable on actually reselling leads to people that I got from Fiverr, from leads. That's really crazy, but it actually works. This is really good strategy. And finally, I've got a 3 months drop servicing mentorship. If you're interested in making money online with drop servicing, I can personally teach you how to start your own drop servicing business. It can be in lead gen, it can be in video editing, it can be in web development, it can be in graphic design, it can be in cybersecurity. I'm mentoring one guy in cybersecurity right now in California. And this is really up to you which niche you want to go for, because I've done a lot of these things in the past in various niches, and I've mentored so many people, dozens and dozens of people in the last year. So if you're interested, apply using this. Email is going to be in one of these corners and we can chat about it. Thanks for watching this video. Drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next video.